All right, what's something in the industry that everyone pretends is working, but it actually isn't?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a little clickbaity, but like booth rental. But here's my thing: I in the experience that I've had, I've been in that space, scale the company out of it, and I will say if there's very, very, very few situations that it makes sense. Now, when I say it makes sense, I'm not saying that it's profitable, right? There's very, very situations, but outside of all of those, though, when I look at it, commission number one, your earning potential is untapped. And on the other side of it as well, you're not paid for doing all of the things that go on behind the scenes. And the reason I can say this one is like in the first 5-6 years of Anagen, everything that I was doing behind the scenes, I was not compensated for because there wasn't the volume to do it. Right. So I was literally choosing hard. Thankfully, we built a brand out of it and we were able to, scale out of a Sola. Don't take that URL if it's still available. But that would be mine. Is I think really checking in, like, are you really making money? Is it giving you the structure that you want? I know that you went into it for maybe some of those reasons, but right now the data is showing. I mean, your son. We've had people on the podcast today just saying like the amount of people that are coming attracted to their salons because their structure and they can make money. That's the hack. So that would be mine. What's yours?
Well, we're here at ABS Chicago, which is a hair show for those of you who don't know. And I think getting away from digital like as much. I know we have the Artist Academy. Like that's a training program because we just
That's
can't
different.
we can't send everybody into like every salon because but there is a shoulder to shoulder with a mentor.
Right.
So we do have that piece. But I think just doing all digital education is not working. I think getting outside, getting shoulder to shoulder with other stylists, other people in the industry, and seeing live education and being around other people that are doing more than you,
networking,
and inspiring you, and you might be doing more than others and you can be an inspiration to them.
1,000%. And Evan, I think it's so interesting. Like our answers kind of like dovetail, if you will, because again, like that networking piece to it, and that's another benefit that you get on a team. But imagine, I mean, my Lord, we've probably talked to a couple dozen people at this point just randomly that we never would have talked to if we weren't here in person. Right. And I think the other part of it too is like, let's say that you're doing a technical class on the digital part of it, like they can't scale being able to be like, hey, you're raising your elbow, like ergonomically, you're going to hurt your shoulder, drop your elbow, right? Like you can't get that kind of one-on-one. So I think you're absolutely right. There's such a tangible value in in-person education.
Yep.
Totally agree.
All right. Now we're going to jump into today's topic of what if someone leaves your company, but they ask to stay? Let's jump in. In the company, there's someone that's like, hey, I'm going to go booth rental.
Yep.
But I need to be here another 2-4 weeks. Let's just say 4 weeks.
Yeah, like the 2-week one, I think like the average person would understand what that looks like. And I think that like our industry is weird because like in the rest of the world, there's always like, did you put in your 2 weeks? Like it's just known.
Right.
But yeah, like there's that like 4 to 8 weeks. Like let's go into that magical space.
Well, let's pause right here because every situation,
people are sweating.
Yeah. Every situation is different. So like, if you're listening to this, be like, I need a concrete answer at the end. You're not going to have a concrete.
Yeah, I don't know that you can.
And here's the thing: we're going into this. We might see things differently on this.
Yeah,
that's completely okay.
Yeah,
that's the great thing about the Refined Network is like we don't just try to brainwash everybody into seeing one thing.
It's our way or the highway. No,
yes,
stays your company.
So let's walk through this situation.
Yeah. So I guess like the first thing that I'm going to think about are like, what are the main factors that I want to like take into consideration? First, I'm going to say like, what is the amount of equity in how is this person showing up and how have they been showing up? personally, I can speak this in a number of areas professionally and personally. You learn a person's true character in the ending of an agreement or the ending of a partnership, right? So the amount of equity that you currently have in what does that look like? Hello. So that's the first thing I'm gonna look at is equity. The next one that I'm gonna look at, so like that's our relational equity that like this person has with like the ownership team, lead team. Next one I'm gonna look at is like how have they been showing up on the team? Those are going to be, I think, the first things that I look at. If they're both great, I'm going to have a bit more openness. If they're not, you know, unfortunately, you've like the reality of it is they've made a business decision, and it isn't like it is not my responsibility to make it convenient for you. Like business is not convenient. It's not, right? So I looking at that, is it something that you have to honor? And I go on those first 2 points. I have a few more, but I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are so far.
Yeah, I'm glad you laid that foundation. The way I look at it is like, what's their posture?
Sure.
Like how are they showing up?
Yep.
And I want to ask questions like, hey, what led you to this?
Yep.
I I love that you said that, hey, you made a business decision and
Yep.
you could say, hey, you did that. That's totally fine. Now we're going to have to make one too.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. And, in our company, it's not being harsh or anything. It's like that. It's like, hey, like we can't like you don't want to be a part of the team.
Yep.
So for everyone else in the company, they're going to be like, wait, Sally says she didn't want to be a part of the team and she's still here. This is kind of weird. The break room's kind of weird.
Right.
The dynamics are kind of weird. So, there are seasons and there's times that you can go different ways. It's like, hey, like I know you told me this at 4 p.m. today.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow's Friday.
Yep.
Let's work Friday, but like let's exit out and we'll hand you all your formulas, like
Clients,
if they have great, posture and things like that, because I want them to look back at their time at Silver Salon.
Yeah, serve.
And be like, you know what? It was a season.
Yep.
One thing that set me free, and I'm sure I said on the podcast before, is everybody's going to leave your company.
Yep.
Everybody's going to hopefully retire. They might move. They might pass away. They might go to a different place, So it's like whatever that season was, I want to make it the best. But somebody comes in and like they're aggressive and negative, and it's just like, hey,
yeah,
I'm going to stay calm.
Yep.
Yep. You got to be the calmest person in the room. It's like, hey, this is a time that we need to, time for you to exit left.
Yep. I totally agree with you there, Evan. I totally agree.
Have you seen a situation you personally where someone stays in the company for 2 or more weeks and it works out flawlessly?
So in Anagen's tenure, we had about 100 people move through the organization in its time. And front of mind right now, I can think of 2 of them, and they did exactly like their posture was great. They were very, very respectful. They loved on the team. They didn't project on the team. But yeah, 2 out of the entire 14-year run.
And if they're moving, that's a whole different
0%,
scenario.
like not even threatened.
But
hey.
I think me personally, what I've done is I focused on that one person and forgot about the team. Because at that point where they're like, hey, I'm stepping off staff, I'm like, all right, I got to take my focus and protect and guide the ones that are deciding to stay.
Yep.
And I think a lot of times as leaders, we kind of overlook that. It's like, well, how do I take this square peg and fit it in this round hole now? And it's just like, hey, I'm sorry. I wish this would work.
Yeah.
Because I've heard stories where, it's like, well, they've stayed around for 4 weeks and now there's 2 other people going with them.
Yep.
Because now they're inside,
yep.
They're recruiting. It's like, hey, you come with me. And that's where you cross the line. I do think there needs to be guidelines if they do stay.
Yeah. I literally, Evan, this is my next one coming in. Talk on it and I'll add to it.
Well, yeah. And I would love to hear your thoughts. Like, I've never had to do this.
Yep.
But like, hey, if you stay inside the company,
yep,
don't pee in our pool.
Yep.
That's all I write.
Yep.
Nah, I'm kidding.
No.
But like seriously, like, hey, be a team player, finish well.
Yep. And
Finish well.
what does that look like? And I think having
Yes.
that conversation, I think you have to lay out like, hey, here's the thing. I don't care like if this doesn't hit you in some emotional space, go to therapy because you spent tenure with this person and you care for them, right? You see so much care within our organizations, and I think the thing to like have this queued up because when emotions are high, IQ's low, right? And I think the most dangerous thing, clearly, like if they're leaving out of a space, if you're like it's unclear to me, try and understand it. And then after that conversation, some of them, and like I think we should have maybe talked about this at the top, like, hey, tell me what's going on, right? Like I don't need to know all of the details, but like almost like in an exit interview where like, is there anything that I might be able to learn from this? Like in two things are going to happen. One of them is, nope, this has been awesome. I'm moving, or whatever that may be. Can't control that. On the other side of it maybe is like, gosh, there's this one policy and we just updated it and it has ruined my experience here. Okay, that's a whole different conversation, right? So I to go forward, if they are going to exit, really, really lay out all of your expectations. Hey, it's still an expectation that you follow the employment manual, right? Like all the things that we do, I still need you to participate, right? Hey, client communication, this is what's okay. This is what's not okay, right? Conversation in this building, in these walls. This is what's okay. This is what's not okay.
Not promoting yourself on social media that you're going to this new adventure while you're still here.
Yeah.
Things like that. Yeah, I think the posture and how graceful the employee is and as we are is key to all this. And I love that you said emotions are high because when this happens, you don't have to make a decision right then.
No.
Like go talk to people. If you have like if you're in the refined network, call one of us.
Yeah.
Like it's good to get outside perspective, but it's also really great to get outside perspective of people that are in the salon industry because we're very unique.
Yep.
We're service based.
Yep.
Where somebody from the outside would be like, oh, well, cut them and cut these three people too. It's like, whoa, hang on.
Yeah, Evan,
like that could hurt the business.
That's such a great point. And I think like, what that can look like is like, if I was just, if you came to me right now and that was the verbal, right? Like, hey, I'm going to be exiting the brand and, I'd like, to be here for 6 weeks. I literally in the moment of it would say, okay, so the first thing that's just a true fact for me is this I wasn't expecting this conversation. It's okay, but I'm definitely in a place that I've been blindsided and I know myself too, like I care about this relationship. I'm going to ask for like 24 to 48 hours. I'm going to process this. I've heard what you said. I'd like to have a conversation, but I don't want to do it from this place of a blindside. And I think in that way of it, like you have your, do your due diligence and fear set this. Cause like I said, you are going to experience it. But when you give yourself, my story is there, you respect what's being said, right? I don't react at you. And I also maintain like you leave this company, but this company stays, I'm here. Like I'm not leaving. Right. And I think you gain back your position of power, not to sound like it, like in a like controlling ego way, but like you don't like, okay, well, how do you want it to go? I'm really emotional, right? Like you don't have to do that. Right. And that gap of time lets you think and go back to like, remove the emotion, go back to the logic. This is a human thing. This happens, right? How do we navigate it? So yeah, that to me is like pause.
And I think analyzing and seeing who are the people exiting out? Are they people that it's like, oh shoot, some of my top people are leaving.
Yeah.
Like that should be a heart check, a gut check, be like, okay, what's
going on?
Yeah. Having those exit interviews is very, very powerful. Is who is leaving my company? And if someone leaves your company, you're like, I see it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yep.
It's okay. Because and I've literally said this to you over the weekend is like the people that got you here might not be the people that got you. The people that got you here might not be the people that get you there.
Right. Right.
And I heard that quote a long time ago and I was like, That's really good.
Yeah.
It's like when we moved into our new building, we had 3 people that didn't go with us.
Yep.
And I'm like, you don't want to go to this new building and like what we're building? They're like, no. And they left with their not a great posture, and that's totally okay.
You bring up a really great point there, Evan. I think that there, unfortunately, and it's human dynamic. Like, there are certain people, like, they're okay with you where you're at. The moment that you level up, level out, whatever that looks like, then it's not okay. Right. And I think that tells you exactly, like, who that person is and what that relationship looks like. But that's a real thing. So, like, knowing that, like, when this does hit you, like, the worst thing when those 3 individuals left was like, oh my God, we shouldn't do the building, like, oh my God, we cannot do this. Right. Like, that would hold you back. Like, that's going to be a necessary piece. Like, not everyone, like, I mean, when you fly, why do you have connecting flights? Well, it doesn't work that they're just going to fly to every dang airport where everyone's got to go to, right? Like, it doesn't work
It
that
would be
way.
nice, Delta. It would be nice, Delta. GSP to every airport.
Dude,
and Appleton.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to put a promo
So give me everything I want, and then maybe Appleton.
So in every other scenario for everybody else out
yeah,
there.
Yeah. So on that side of it, you just got to fly direct, not like nonstop. You loved it, I bet. So efficient.
I wasn't on Delta, so I had to check. This is bad. This is bad. So I'm gonna sound really unrelatable and bougie, but we have perks because of the credit card we have,
and we travel a lot.
Well, with American Airlines, I had to check my bag with the general lane, and with Delta, I can
priority.
go right. Yeah, and I was like, this is a whole different experience. And I literally, it took so long because they were just having conversations up there with the people. I'm like, guys, I'm on a time because I'm not showing up an hour before.
No, you're on Evan Silver time.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to derail the podcast.
I love jumping there though, because like in that same analogy, like, hey, that's actually perfect, Evan. Like you're like, they're leaving a company and hopefully you have some stuff like systems and structures in place. And again, they might come to you like, no, I need like 6 weeks to get my stuff set up. Right. I'm like, hey, I appreciate. And again, if their posture, I love that word. If their posture, if their merit, if the experience, they're like, I want to serve you, but just understand that, like, I literally, like, the expectation is that if I give grace on this, it's not something that's guaranteed. Like 1 week from now, if there's expectations, I'm like, gosh, hey, I heard of a conversation that you were having in the back room. I specifically put a boundary there, and you're not respecting that. Unfortunately, I wanted you to be able to stay. So, like, this is another key point. Like, be very, very clear. If this does or does not happen, this is what I will do. Boundaries are so important there, and be so damn clear so that when you're booking American and you don't have status, you're not going to be able to roll in on Evan Silver time. It's going to take more time.
That is true. And I put this on my story, and we'll end it with this. This story has nothing to do with what we talked about, but we were on American Airlines, and they were like, the flight attendant's up front. So he's like sitting down facing everyone in the cabin. And he comes over and he is like, hey, over the intercom, hey, if your seat back is laid back, please bring it forward. And if your neighbor is asleep and their seat is laid back, just give them a nudge, wake them up.
No.
And tell them that. And I was like, dude, that's your job, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to wake someone up.
He never got up. And I saw people that were asleep with their seat back as we landed. And I'm sure that's probably somewhat of a safety thing.
It's super dangerous. Yeah.
But yeah. American, hit me up. I'll ride them out.
Hey, well, I mean, in this, like, maybe like last shameless plug to it, but like the reason that you have such a attention to those things, Evan, is, I mean, like, once you look into being like at a level of service that is unreasonable hospitality, you see this stuff everywhere.
Oh, it's
everywhere.
Anytime I walk into like a business or anytime, I'm like, oh, this, like, even the luggage thing.
Yeah.
Where I was standing in line with luggage. And I
this says you activated. There's an opportunity here, American.
I told the lady, I was like, it's 2026. There should be a way that I could go to a kiosk, scan it, get the bag, weigh it. If it's under 50, I'm
Fast
golden.
track.
I put the tag on and we put them all on one conveyor belt and they go back and then they sort them.
Yep.
You don't even have to go to anybody at the front.
Yep.
What are we doing? So if you have this situation, and you're not a part of the Refined Network, you've never done business with us, please reach out. We would love to connect with you because we don't believe like doing business and life alone is the way to do it.
No,
it's with community and others. So thanks for listening to the Refined Network podcast. It's been a blast here at ABS in Chicago. And
I'm off to the salon floor, dude. Like, I'm going to go do some interviews. Yeah.
All
Here we
right.
go. Thanks for listening, y'all.